The movie begins with showing Seo Yun. She is writing in her journal on the computer. Later the next morning, the alarm rings, and as she opens her eyes, she sees her room walls are lined with reminders and notes. Some time ago, Yun was in a serious car accident. She survived, but the accident left her with a medical condition called anterograde amnesia. Anterograde amnesia means that every single time Yun falls asleep, she forgets everything that happened that day. The next morning she wakes up, and the previous day is completely gone from her mind. Her older memories from before the accident are perfectly fine. She remembers her family, she remembers growing up, she remembers her best friend Ji-min. But anything new that happens after she goes to sleep, it all disappears. Every single day. The only people that knows about her condition are her parents, her best friend Ji-min, and the teacher at school. Yun needs to keep a journal every day to know about the things she had done previously. One day, Yun leaves for school and gets on the bus. As she entered the bus, other students greeted her. We then see the male lead Kim Jae-won. He is also on that same bus. Yun stood next to him and Jae-won could hear other male students talk about Yun, that how pretty she was and they liked her. Just then, the bus suddenly stops, and because of the sudden force, Yun loses her balance, was about to fall. Jae-won tried to prevent her from falling, and as a result, he caught her by her hair. Jae-won, feeling embarrassed, apologized to Yun, but Yun stays quiet. After they reach the school, Jae-won sees some bullies coming out from his class. When he goes to his desk, he sees trash on his table, and his desk mate Dong-sik was trying to clean it. Jae-won understood that the bullies were bullying Dong-sik. Jae-won asks why does he put up with the bullying. Jae-won then goes to the bullies and talks to their leader Tae-hun. Jae-won asks Tae-hum why he bullies Dong-sik. In answer, Tae-hum says it makes him feel good. As they were talking, the others pointed out Yun was getting asked out by a boy outside the classroom, but she rejects him and walks away. Seeing this, Tae-hun tells Jae-won to go and ask Yun out. Hearing this, Jae-won asks why would he do it, and Tae-hum replies, no reason. Jae-won begins to leave, and Dong-sik was watching it all from outside. Seeing Dong-sik, Tae-hum tells him to ask Yun out, but Dong-sik leaves in fear. Later during sports class, Jae-won was sitting alone and he saw Yun playing with other girls. Suddenly his phone rings and a message arrives. Look behind at the classroom window. He turns around and there they are, the bullies grinning and Tae-hum holding up his phone with Jae-won and Yun's name written together. Back at class, Dong-sik apologizes to Jae-won for the troubling him. After the class ends, Tae-hum come there and ask, so, what did you think? Jae-won frustrated asks, is that all you want? After that, Jae-won gets up and leaves, going straight to Yun and asking her, will you go out with me? The bullies come to tease them and starts filming them, Jae-won expecting her to say no, and Tae-hum will have his entertainment. But Yun doesn't say no. She looks at him for a moment and calmly says, okay. Jae-won, thinking she said no, goes to leave but stops midway. Thinking he heard her wrong, he asked, wait, what? And she says, we can go out and we'll meet after school. Then she leaves. Hearing this, Jae-won stands there stunned, thinking that she actually said yes. Not just Jae-won, others recording them were also stunned. Later that day, after class ends, Yun comes to Jae-won's class and saves her number in his phone. She starts taking notes about Jae-won in her phone as boyfriend. Jae-won asks, why boyfriend? Yun says, you were the one who asked me out. Jae-won replies that some boys were harassing his desk mate and he had to ask her out to save him. Then he asks her honestly, Yun, do you actually like me? Yun says, no, I don't like you. I was bored, so I thought of trying something new. From now on, we're dating. She then tells him there will be some dating conditions. First, limited texts and phone calls. Second, at school they have to avoid crossing paths. Third, they cannot catch feeling for each other. They then leave together. On the way, Yun asks Jae-won many questions about what he likes and dislikes. When Jae-won asks what she was doing, Yun answers she is trying to get to know him better and clicks pictures of them together. Then gets on the bus and sits together. Jae-won shows her his favorite song and Yun asks him what his favorite sport was. He answers he does not like sports. Hearing this, Yun is surprised as she thought he liked sports. Jae-won tells her he likes cleanliness, so that's the reason he does not like sports. Seeing her write it all down, Jae-won asks her why she was writing it down. She answers, "Because you don't seem ordinary at all." He then tells her she does not seem ordinary too. She answers, "Maybe I am not." At night, we see Jae-won in his bed, trying to sleep when he gets a good night text from Yoon. The next day, Jae-won waited for Yoon in the bus, but she didn't come. At school, all the other students were teasing Jae-won, and when he got to his class, he saw Dong-sik waiting for him, and he was not getting bullied anymore. At lunchtime, Jae-won saw Yoon with Ji-min. He was about to call her, but then remembers the second condition, so he walks ahead without saying anything. Later, Ji-min goes to Jae-won and blocks his way, then tells him to break up with Yoon. Jae-won asks, "Why?" She says, "I know you don't like her." Jae-won asks, "Why do you think that?" She then asks him if they had any conversation. In answer, he tells her he wants to know what kind of person Yoon is. Ji-min then asks for his phone. The bullies from before were seeing all of this from the classroom. They were again bothering Dong-sik, and Tae-hun stepped forward to stop the others and tells them they made a promise. After school ends, Jae-won waited for Yoon outside the school, and after Yoon came, he dragged Jae-won with her by hand and went to a gaming center. They played and had a lot of fun. They then went to a convenience center, ate spicy noodles and ice cream together. Later at night, Yoon wrote everything on her journal. One day, after school, Yoon is running to Jae-won. In front of her, Jae-won is standing and taking her photo. Then Yoon's friend Ji-min comes in between. Ji-min goes to their date with them, and seeing them both, she sits down angrily. Each afternoon after school, Yoon meets Jae-won as if freshly introduced, because for her, she has been. She reads her journal in the morning, learns that she has someone named Kim Jae-won in her life, reviews everything she has written about him, and comes to meet him, a boy she cannot actually remember. And yet somehow it works. She genuinely enjoys being with him. He genuinely makes her laugh. They take pictures together, and in class she smiles when looking at the pictures. Seeing her friend happy Ji-min also smiles. From outside the class, we see Tae-hum also looking at Yoon and smiling. Jae-won also comes there, and seeing him, Tae-hum leaves. They go to a karaoke room, and Jae-won sings his favorite song there, and Won was recording him. Seeing him sing surprises Yoon. Later at night, Yoon again writes down the events of the day. One day, we see the bullies are now bullying Tae-hum. Tae-hum was running from them, and while running he came to a spot where he saw Jae-won throwing trash. Seeing Tae-hum getting beaten up, Jae-won did nothing and went back to do his work. The bullies kept beating Tae-hum when suddenly a milk carton was thrown at them. It was none other than Jae-won. They went to beat up Jae-won. Just then, a voice came calling for help. It was Yoon. Ji-min was also with her, recorded everything on camera, and thus saved Jae-won. Jae-won then helped Tae-hum take care of the wounds, where we find out that Tae-hum does not like Yoon, he likes Ji-min. Ji-min then tells him if the bullies bother him again, he should tell her as she has the recording. At night, we see Jae-won in his home. This was his mother's death anniversary. He tells his father to enjoy him life again, and that he also misses him mother a lot. The more he grows up, the more he misses her. The next day at school, Tae-hum keeps following Jae-won around. In the canteen, when he sees Yoon, he says, "Why do you two act like strangers?" Jae-won leaves from there, but Tae-hum follows him and asks, "This is your first time dating, right?" Jae-won, embarrassed, says, "Stop all this, be quiet." But that boy starts teaching him how to date a girl. He starts acting out how to kiss a girl. The people around them stares at them. Jae-won then pushes him back. In the study cafe, Yoon was sketching Jae-won, and seeing her, Jae-won told her to study as exams were near and stopped to doodling. Then Jae-won asks Yoon to go on a date. Yoon says yes. Both come to the date. Yoon says, "I've only ever seen you in school uniform, so seeing you like this feels a bit strange." They then walks to the date spot while smiling at each other. Jae-won has brought food he cooked himself for Yoon. CEO Yoon asks, "Did your mom teach you?" Jae-won says, "No, I live with my dad. I do all the housework myself. My mom died 5 years ago." Hearing him, Yoon got quiet, and Jae-won said, "Sorry, I just feel like I can tell you anything." Yoon tastes the food and says it's very tasty. They are both sitting together. Yoon closed her eyes feeling the wind, and Jae-won looked at her. They sat there peacefully enjoying the company. On their way back, Yun fell asleep on Jae-won's shoulder in the bus, and Jae-won thinks back to their date when Yun says, "This is amazing." Jae-won asks, "What?" Yun says, "We don't know each other for a very long time, yet it feels like we are building our relation for ages." Back at present, when Yun wakes up due to her illness, she forgets Jae-won and gets off the bus. Jae-won comes behind her and asks, "What happened?" "I'm Jae-won." Yun says, "No, I don't know. I don't remember anything. Where am I?" Jae-won again says, "We just had a date together." Yun still says, she does not remember anything. Jae-won could not understand anything. Yun looks back at a bus that came and goes to sit in it. Seeing her leave, Jae-won tried to run after the bus, but his chest started to hurt, so he had to stop. Yoon calls Jimin from the bus. Jimin asks, "What happened? Did the date go well?" Yoon then tells her she cannot remember anything. On the other side, we see Jae-won standing in the rain, staring at the bus when Jimin calls him. Yoon starts reading everything on her phone. How JWPM had asked her out, how she had set some conditions, that she was just dating to try something new, and they cannot fall for each other as they have to break up soon anyways. But she doesn't remember anything and starts crying. When Jae-won reaches near his house, Yoon is standing there. Jae-won again introduces himself. She then tells him, "I have a memory disorder. When I wake up after sleeping, I forget everything. The same thing happened today." Jae-won says, "If you can't tell me everything right now, it's okay." Yoon says, "I was using you. I thought I should try something new." Then Jae-won says, "You can use me. If you don't write down what happened today, you'll forget everything tomorrow, right?" He tells Yoon not to write down that he knows about her illness. He does not want anything between them to change. Jae-won then does research about Yoon's illness. The next day, Yoon was back to her normal self and greeted Jae-won. Seeing her act normal, he was relived. Later, Jae-won calls Jimin to thank her because she was the one who told her everything about Yoon's illness. Jimin asks him, "Can I trust you to keep this a secret?" Jae-won replies, "I just want Yoon to have happy memories in her journal," and he also tells her that he asked Yoon no to write about him knowing about her illness. Hearing this, Jimin says, "Now I feel like I can trust you." At home, Jae-won tells his dad that he has a girlfriend. His dad becomes very happy. He gives him some money and asks, "Is she beautiful?" Jae-won starts blushing. The next day at school, Tae-hum and Jimin tags along with Jae-won and Yoon. Jae-won asks Yoon, "Where do you want to go?" Tae-hum then goes to put his hand on Jimin and Yoon's shoulder. Seeing this, Jae-won pushes Tae-hum away. They then plan to go to an aquarium to see penguins. They ride their bike to the place and looked around the aquarium and then went to see the penguins. But unfortunately, there are no penguins there. Then, Jae-won takes Yoon near the sea. Yoon becomes very happy. Both have a lot of fun. After playing for a bit, they gets ready to leave and Jae-won starts tying his shoelaces. Yoon says, "How do you do it?" Jae-won then ties her shoelaces. She says, "I won't be able to do it like this." Jae-won replies, "I'm here. I'll always tie them." Yoon says, "We'll come here again." Jae-won says, "Yes, we'll definitely come." Ja-won then says, "I promise I will make your tomorrow happy." Then both go home. Yoon again writes about her day on the journal. The next day, Jimin and Yoon goes to meet the boys. There, Jae-won and Tae-hum wore penguin costumes to surprise them. As soon as Yoon sees Jae-un, she starts laughing and becomes very happy. But Jae-won thinks she is laughing at him and tries to hide. Jimin, seeing Yoon happy, also becomes very happy. Everyone takes a photo together. Yoon keeps capturing every moment on camera and keeps writing everything down. Jae-won, Yoon, Jimin, and Tae-hum are at Jae-won's dad's workplace. Tae-hum keeps on teasing Jimin. Jae-won's father also arrives there and meets Yoon. Jimin's eyes fall on a photo placed there. She recognizes that Jae-un's dad used to be a very good and famous photographer. Jimin asks Tae-hum to tell him that she is his big fan and asks why he doesn't upload photos anymore. Jae-un's dad says he is very busy now, so he can't upload photos. When Jae-won returns home, his dad says, "She is very beautiful." Jae-won starts blushing again and replies, "Yes, she is." His dad laughs and says, "I thought you'd come late today because you're dating now." Jae-won asks his dad, "Did you see Ji-min, who is your fan?" Jae-eun's dad just nods and doesn't say anything. Jae-won then says, "Maybe we should put away mom's stuff now." His father says, "Maybe." He then goes to cook with his father. Later his room, he becomes very sad looking at his mother's photo. Meanwhile, Yoon's mother sees that the light in her room is on. She wonders why Yoon isn't sleeping these days. Next day at school, Ji-min tells Jae-won that Yoon's mother called her and said it seems like Yoon is afraid to sleep. Jae-won says, "But I'm trying my best to keep her happy." Ji-min says, "This is exactly why she can't sleep. She's afraid that if she forgets everything the moment she sleeps, she'll lose every moment. That's why she wants to remember everything." Later, we can see Yoon struggling to work as she is not sleeping at night. Ji-min also sees this. And on the other hand, Jae-won keeps trying to find a cure for Yoon's illness in different ways every day. Meanwhile, Yoon doesn't sleep at all, staying awake all night trying to read her journal to remember everything. This cycle continues daily. Jae-won tries to keep her happy and keeps searching for a cure, and Yoon stays awake all night. One day, as they were talking, Jae-won and Yoon gives each other the glass art they made, and Yoon says she used to be an art prodigy when she was little, but she has forgotten everything. Hearing this, Jae-won says, "No, you do not forget everything, even if your brain forgets. For body remembers, it is called procedural memory." At home, Yoon research about it. Later, Ji-min sees a poster about fireworks show, and they all decide to go there. The following days, they spend their time together peacefully. Yoon is also trying to remember her previous memories. The days of the fireworks show comes. All four of them explore the place and enjoy their time together. When the time for firework comes, Ji-min makes an excuse to leave Yoon and Jae-won together and takes Tae-hum with her. Jae-won takes Yoon to see fireworks and stands side by side. The fireworks begin. Jae-won holds her hand and they kept watching the fireworks. Tears come to Yoon's eyes. She says, "I don't want to forget this." Jae-won says, "You will never forget this, because our memories never leave us." Yoon says, "I think I broke the third rule." Jae-won says, "I broke it a long time ago," and then he kisses her. The next day, Yoon wakes up but doesn't remember anything. There are papers she stuck up on her wall, and she has a friend named Ji-min, but she doesn't remember anything about Jae-won. At school, also Ji-min and Tae-hum acts like Jae-won was never in their life. Yoon talks about the aquarium trip and firework day, but does not mention Jae-won. It's like Jae-won was never there. One day, when Yoon and Ji-min were eating out, she talked about going to college and wanted to show her art to Ji-min. She takes out her drawings to show Ji-min, but everywhere there are only drawings of Jae-won. Yoon asks Ji-min, "Do I know him? Do you know who this is? It feels like I've seen him somewhere, but I can't remember." We then see a flashback. Jae-won calls Ji-min to meet, and then it's revealed that Jae-won has had a weak heart since birth. He has been getting checkups regularly, but recently he found out his condition has worsened. Jae-won says, "I promised Yoon I will try my best to keep her tomorrow happy. I don't know how much time I have left. I could die any moment." Ji-min encourages him, saying, "Nothing will happen to you. You will get better." Yoon stands outside school, waiting for Jae-won. Everyone leaves one by one, but Jae-won doesn't come. Yoon calls him, but the call doesn't go through. As Yoon is returning home from school, she gets a call from Ji-min. Scene shifts. We see Yoon, Ji-min, and Tae-hum in Jae-won's funeral. Yoon stands at the back, crying. A few days later, Ji-min comes to meet Yoon. Yoon is completely broken and keeps crying. Then Ji-min remembers that Jae-won had told her, "If I die, remove me from Yoon's memories." Ji-min comes to Yoon's house and deletes all the memories related to Jae-won from her computer. She also removes all her drawings of him. We see all the memories and moments spent with Jae-won are gone, only is those memories alone. The next day, Yoon wakes up and checks her computer, but all memories related to Jae-won are gone from there. Now, Yoon doesn't remember Jae-won at all. She starts living her life as before. Ji-min and Tae-hum also had to act like Jae-won was never a part of their life. When they went to visit Jae-won's father, they cried seeing his school close. One day, Yoon wakes up. Her father asks her, "If you want to ask us something, you can. And you didn't have any trouble sleeping?" Yoon says, "I felt very sleepy early last night." Her parents are shocked to hear this and take her to the doctor. The doctor tells them her symptoms are improving, which is a very good sign. Yoon happily calls Jimin and tells her that the doctor said she is recovering. When Jimin goes to Yoon, she tells her, "It feels like I am missing something very important." When they arrive at her room, she sees that drawings of Jae-won are put up there again. Yoon says, "I don't know why I keep drawing him repeatedly." Seeing this, Jimin felt guilty. We think here that Jimin had deleted all memories, but actually, she had saved everything. She returns all the drawings, photos, videos, and everything related to Jae-won to Yoon. Seeing the name Kim Jae-won, Yoon starts remembering something. We see that the first time Yoon saw Jae-won was in the hospital there. She had seen him name and noted it down. But she still doesn't remember everything fully. CEO Yoon starts looking at his drawings, photos, videos, and journal notes. The next morning, she goes to meet Jae-won's dad. The art studio was now for sale. His dad, seeing her, gives her a smile and gives her a box. Inside that box is the glass art gift given to him by Yoon. Seeing it, Yoon starts crying and says, "Sorry, I don't even remember him." Jae-won's dad says, "As time passes, memories fade, but what stays in the heart, it never changes." Yoon sits by the sea, looking at the videos they made together, and starts remembering Jae-won. Yoon kept crying, thinking about the time they spend together. In the final scene, we see Yoon arranging all her memories with Jae-won as it was before, and looking out at the sea, remembering their days together. The movie ends here.